Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Buccaneers going up against the Falcons. With that, let's get over to Atlanta as we welcome in our brand new broadcast pairing for 2016. I think you'll like them. It's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. You are looking live at the Georgia Dome here in downtown Atlanta. Today, our new season begins with an NFC South matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Oh, he's got him in, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
23 yards on the play. And the man who helped Florida State to a national title in 2013, Devontae Freeman, reeling off a nice run.
I remember when he came out of school and I was evaluating him for the NFL draft, I loved a lot of his game. Run it, catch it, block. But I loved how hard he played. He played every play as if it were his last, and that ran him to the Pro Bowl after the 2015 NFL season.
Here's the offense, and we talk about the tight end, Jacob Tamme.
A lot of people thought of him as simply a safety valve receiver. He can be a primary receiver. Jacob Tamme shows better athleticism than what people expect.
Second and 10 now, Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to lead to a third down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On third down, Devontae Freeman. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
Joe McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class, and there's a lot of debate about who's going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. They'll come out in the pistol. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now a second down throw for Winston. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. They get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on third down. On third down, Winston. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
I know I'm not in the rooting business, but I really like this kid, Austin Safarian Jenkins. Good catch there. I'm just hoping he can stay on the field and have some good health.
Now the Bucs hoping so too, limited to 16 games total his first 2 seasons combined.
He is quite a target for a young quarterback. Jameis Winston can grow with this guy, and boy, they can be a dynamic duo.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. The give to the fullback on the dive. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The NFL's second leading rusher last year. This is Doug Martin. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The starting defense for the Falcons.
Jonathan Babineau's a defensive tackle, knows how to get upfield and spill plays in the backfield.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. To throw, Winston. Forced out to his left. This one complete to Doug Martin. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use the speed to get there in the run game.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Right side caught by Jackson. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Roberto Aguayo out now for the Buccaneer field goal try. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Aguayo's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And this will be a touchback, so a first chance here in Week 1 to see the ball be brought out with the new rule to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Whenever I see an in route dropped, as we just saw in that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Ryan. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, the Falcons will call on Matt Bosher to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Winston now to throw on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Back to the ground. This time it's Martin. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit. And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And time for us to take a break here in the booth. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Second down, 9 yards to go. Back to the ground, Martin. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Jameis to throw it. Hard throw, incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 4th down. Roberto Aguayo out now for the Buccaneer field goal try. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And Aguayo able to knock it through. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
I know it's a word that we tend to overuse.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Here's Ryan. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They come out here in the I. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On first down, Ryan backing up, trying to let, he's got it at the 15. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. So 2nd and 10 here. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Out to the flat for Riddick. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I think slowly but surely, Theo Riddick is getting his due as a complete NFL back, especially when you emphasize his catching the football.
Boy, he can catch it. 2015, tied for the NFL lead, 80 receptions. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he'll be taken. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. 3 yards won't be enough here, as that'll bring up 4th down. And for the 2nd time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. And did it get there? Yes. Boy, he didn't get much of that at all. He tucked it just between the crossbar and the left upright. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. And that 3-point tally now means we are even here toward the end of the 2nd quarter.
And what a way to end the half. Put some points on the board, feel better about yourselves as a team, and you're right back to even.
Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Jameis now on 1st down. They set up the screen to Martin. And he's brought down. Give him 16 on the pickup. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Winston. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. The third quarter starts with a run by Martin. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Here's the option going right. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
On 3rd down, Winston. And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. At 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
I really don't know where to go with this one. He caught the pass, but in the opposite direction towards his own end zone. That's not one you get every game.
1 receiver left, 3 to the right. To the air again with Winston. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
He may have had some offseason foot surgery, but it hasn't prevented Sammy Watkins from being Sammy Watkins, and that's special.
And when we see him before the game running the route tree, looked like the same Sammy Watkins to me that we saw a year ago.
Yeah, and I think he's going to just keep getting better and better. I love his explosiveness off the line of scrimmage as he starts his routes.
That is caught inside the 5. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On 2nd down, Freeman. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
On 3rd and goal, Ryan. That is caught at the 7-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So they don't get a touchdown here on this opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You've got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
Another pistol look here. They start the drive with Martin, and he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. Spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Back now in Atlanta. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Third and long for Winston. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. He usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Taken from just outside the 30. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Falcon football as they take possession. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about it.
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, 52 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Flush to his right. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. 2nd down following the run. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. It's the rookie Noah Spence out of Eastern Kentucky. In there to drop his man and pick up his first career sack in his first career game. A long way to go for the offense here on third down. Play action. It's Ryan. And complete on the right side. It's Tammy. And able to break one tackle, but then now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Here's Matt Bosher now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
He gets it to Humphreys. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far.
And Jameis is going to go down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. So a failure there to get rid of the football. I don't know in the end that it's going to matter much here with this game, but it yields another 2 points.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It may not matter a ton with the deficit that's already there, but like my old coach used to say, it sure ain't going to help.
Doesn't help indeed. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Ryan. He's going to float this one deep. This is caught inside the 15. And give him a gain of 37. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That will be their 3rd and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. First down and goal. The offense knocking on the door. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Shift together here from the D-line. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
3rd and goal. Can the offense? And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman taking it in. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. The third-year man, Devontae Freeman, he had 1 touchdown as a rookie, 11 last year in his sophomore campaign, so he really burst onto the scene.
He certainly did, and you have to put me in the camp of underestimating him, because when he came out of college, he was one of my favorite backs, one of my top 5 backs coming out that year. But I always called him the guy who was kind of the jack of all trades. Not that he wasn't the master of all of them. I wasn't sure how he would fit in the NFL. Well, he fits in quite well. He's a lead runner, one of the better guys out there.
And now he's got his first rushing touchdown of 2016. Jameis now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Winston now. Incomplete over the middle. Safarian Jenkins. A good pickup there at 22. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
The target that time was Vincent Jackson, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. Offense still needing 10 yards, second down.
And that play was what every defense is wary of. The big strike attempted downfield, but they were in excellent position. They didn't get fooled, and while he didn't come up with the interception, was able to bat the ball down.
And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Well, week 1 behind us now. Always tough to start the season on the losing side.
It is, but you know, the teams that know how to recover, that understand it's just week 1, are the teams that will sustain and end up having a good season.
So for Atlanta, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Oakland Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head